Magandang umaga na po, no? Lampas alas 12 na sa atin pong mga kababayan sa Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, sa atin pong mga kababayan na OFW, that we will address mamaya, yung mga tanong nyo about your families at yung welfare nila, no? Gusto ko muna kayo batiin ng magandang umaga at batiin ang ating Pangulo ng belated happy birthday. I think we all, or many of us na gising pa ngayon, watch his address and na napakinggan natin yung kanyang marching orders, no? So, after listening to him and spending the day talking to the different departments, and I think Sec Sunny Dominguez to be always on the line, and I thank yung mga taga DSWD, yung mga USEC at yung ating regional director, and of course Deputy Speaker El Rey Villafuerte, and also Presidential Secretary Vince Dizon, ang ating Presidential Advisor on Flagship Programs, and the Executive Secretary, no? So, in-expect ko na bukas makikwento ko sa inyo yung written part ng report, di ba? So, meron na yung live broadcast, yung report ng ating Pangulo, and he gave very clear marching orders. Pero dun sa specifics, allow me to talk about some of that tonight, and allow me to address also yung feeling ko as a legislator sa mga kasamahan natin sa IATF, no? So, to go straight to the point, sinabi ng Pangulo may 200 billion at ito ay para sa 2 months, 5 to 8,000 pesos para sa 18 million Filipino families. So, himayin muna natin isa-isa yon para klaro sa lahat, ha. There are more than 24 million Filipino families, no? So, about 109 million Filipinos. So, yung 6.6 million Filipino families, nasa formal sector yan. Yan po ang mga may trabaho, SSS, GSIS, may income tax and everything. So there's going to be a different package, especially for small, micro, small, medium enterprises. Kasi more than 90% ng trabahante or ng mga trabaho nasa micro, small, and medium enterprise. So there's going to be a package for that. Yung Bayanihan to Heal As One is for the 18 million Filipinos na maka-receive ng 18 million Filipino families na maka-receive ng 5 to 8 million 5 to 8,000 pesos each, no? Then secondly, the law was also there to provide for yung mga medical needs, yung mga PPEs, personal protection equipment, protective equipment, at iba pang pangangailangan ng DOH at saka ng mga private hospitals, no? So I'll touch on that later. But siguro what I did is I looked at yung mga comments dun sa Facebook nung nagsasalita si ating Pangulo. And basically naman, 'di ba, yung suporta ng ating kababayan kahit hirap na yung iba, nandiyan pa rin. Pero ang tanong talaga, paano nila makukuha at kailan nila makukuha? Okay. So, ayan po, si Steve Cayetano, hindi ko alam kung magano ko, kailan makukuha, no? Eksakto, tinanong niya. Yon, si Bong Montonilla, tinatanong niya yung PPEs, bakit wala pa, no? So, I'll go to that later. Let me start out muna with paano makukuha ng ating kababayan. So we go now to the guidelines that I think is a very important part of the report ng Presidente. So after natin mapasa ng batas ng Monday, napirmahan Tuesday, the different departments already came out with joint guidelines, no? So I was reviewing it since Saturday. Basically, ang guidelines, nilahad niya yung mga existing na programa ng gobyerno. For example, sa DOLE, they identified TUPAD at saka yung CAMP, no? So existing programs to na pwedeng dagdagan ng pondo, and then i-adjust ng konti yung guidelines for the present situation. Another example is the Department of Agriculture, and si Secdar, nagpapasalamat kami sa kanya, last week pa nagpadala na siya ng sulat kung ano yung mga priorities at paano makakatulong, no? So Yung pong DSWD naman, meron siyang several programs na existing na. So let me tackle yung pinakamadali. Yung 4.4 million Filipino families po na kasama sa 4Ps or dun po sa conditional cash transfer, yan po ay dapat pinakamabilis. And kung may nakikinig sa DSWD, and of course sa economic team, sa IATF, sana ma-release na kaagad yon kasi nasa gobyerno na ang records na nasa DSWD na yan. So meron na yan traditional way kung paano i-deposit yung pera at paano nila makukuha. So yun po ang example na binigay po ni Secretary Sani Dominguez nung Monday, nung Saturday, yung meeting namin before the Monday session, na sabi niya yung 4.4 million i-top up na lang or kumbaga sa cellphone mo loadan na lang, 'di ba? Pass a load na lang 'yon. So 4.4 out of the 18 million pwedeng gawin 'yon. Now I was told there's another 4.6 million na identified na as poor, no? So yan ang tinitignan na ng DSWD kung yan ay binibigyan at kasama na sa programa nila. Kung mabibigyan din directly yan, then 9 million na yan, kalahati na, no? So, paano yung kalahati pa? And kanina sa DZMM, yung isang director po natin sa DSWD, very articulate naman, kunikwento niya, no? But siguro, for a little bit more clarity, I think ito yung sinasabi niyang magkakaroon ng social amelioration card, no? Ito po yung sinasabi niya. Actually po, it's actually a form, no? And I'll go through it with you, but kwento ko muna kung paano to, no? So, basically, itong form na to, okay, na iba-ibang ahensya ang nandyan, no? DILG, so, tignan ko sandali, ayan. Ayan po so kung makikita nyo po, DSWD, DTI, DA, Presidential Communications yan, tapos DBM, no? And then DLG. So yung form po na yan, makikita nyo po yung name, yung head of the family po ang papipirmahan yan. But kung titignan nyo po, no? Ayan po, no? So we start with the name. So yung head ng family. But makikita nyo po, meron nakalagay dyan na check-in nila. Are you member of the Unconditional Cash Transfer Program or the 4Ps Program? Or ikaw po ba isang katutubo? Kung yes, anong grupo? Or others na may programa na yung gobyerno? And then, kasama po sa form yung pangalan ng mga kasama mo sa bahay, anong relasyon, and then other information like anong sex, male or female, tapos petsa ng yung birthday to po, tapos yun, no, kung may trabaho, kung anong sector, etc., no? And then kung may condition sila para malaman din ng gobyerno kung may sakit. But let me also point down here na may barcode, no? So okay, so this form i-print po to sa mga local government units. So, sa mga province, city, or municipality. And then, ang gagawin po dyan, yung barangay, ibabahay-bahay po yan. Lahat ng bahay ay required na bigyan yan. If there are 3 households in one house, 3 form dapat ang ibibigay nila, no? And then, yung pinakita ko sa inyo kanina na i-check natin kung nakalagay doon, kung conditional cash transfer, meron ka na, sa ilalim po, pakita ko po, no? Sa ilalim po, may nakalagay, eto, na dapat ang barangay officials ang magsabi. 'Di ba? Ang nakalagay po dyan, Assistance to Individual in Crisis, programa po ng DSWD yan, dapat sagutan ng opisyal, oo o hindi, no? So on this point, kailangan talaga may instructions yung barangay because let's be realistic about it, no? Walang barangay captain na magsasabing huwag bigyan yung lahat ng bahay dun sa lugar niya, no? So dapat maging clear sa kanila kung ano yung ano yung basis, no? So having said that, pag chinekan na yung conditional cash transfer, ibig sabihin kasi makukuha mo na yan directly dun sa account mo. So hindi ka na dapat bigyan kasi dodoble, no? So ang intention in Metro Manila it's 8,000. So bakit 5 to 8,000? So if you're from another place sa ating bansa and for example dun sa lugar mo 25% less ang minimum wage sa inyo. So, ibig sabihin po, ang ibibigay sa inyo, 25% less than 8,000. So, 6,000 ang makukuha mo. No? So, yun po ang ibig sabihin po dun sa 5 to 8,000. No? So, yung form na to, napaka-importante po na ma-fill-upan ka agad. So, nung isang araw po, nag-post ako, di ba, na ang distribution, sana house to house, sana po, yung COA, picture na lang, cellphone na lang, para wala ng ballpen, wala ng hawakan. So, nakikiusap ako sa lahat ng LGU, although pa pipirma nyo yung form na to, di ba, siguro, pagkabigay, hintayin nyo, but the less interaction kasi, and the less surfaces na nahahawakan natin, pinapasa natin, the less risk of infection. But I guess, because nga tama yung sinabi ng ating Pangulo, this is the biggest ever programa ng gobyerno na mapagbigay ng ganitong amount kasi ngayon lang naman tayo nagka-problema na ganitong kalaki. So, ang problema, kung walang basis din kung sinong bibigyan, unang-una hindi mo bibigyan 100% ng household We're going to give 18 million out of 24.4 or 24.6 million Filipino families. Now, kaya ko po tinuro yung barcode kasi yung iba kanina nagtatanong na sa akin if they can print. So, nung nagtanong kami sa DSWD, ibibigay pa daw sa regional director yung barcode for that city or municipality. I know for a fact that there's an important meeting tomorrow between the DILG, the DSWD, and the Department of Finance. So, pakitignan nyo po itong barcode na to. Kung by the time mag-meeting kayo tomorrow morning, na-release na yan, ibig sabihin, first thing in the morning, nag-preprint na yung mga LGU. Pero by the time na meet kayo or by the time na alas 9, alas 10, alas 11, kung wala pa yung barcode na yan, you might want to consider getting rid of it na. Because the barcode will actually help you sa liquidation and later on sa classification. But ang tao, kailangan nila yung pera ngayon na. Diba? They cannot, people should not be made to wait any longer. Doon ko nakikita po yung desire ng Pangulo na makuha nyo ASAP or as soon as possible. Doon sa pagbibigay niya ng power. Sinabi niya kanina, ine-empower niya na lahat ng departamento. So kung guidelines lang po ito, nasa atin na po yan. Pati COA naman po, ang alam ko po, ang COA is being very sensitive ngayon at coordinated din naman. No? So what's going to happen? What's going to happen is that merong memorandum of agreement na ibibigay ang DSWD sa lahat ng LGU, and as soon as the mayor or governor signs it, they should download a certain amount depende kung anong household. So for example, kung sa Taguig, kung 220, 240,000 households kami, pero kung ang qualified ay 140,000 household, magda-download na sila ng 8,000 times 140,000. No? Kasi yung downloading can take 1 or 2 days. So, ang recommendation namin, kahit print pa yung form, kahit iniikot pa yung form, i-download nyo na kaagad yung pera para walang delay. Total, hindi naman pwedeng galawin nung mayor yan hanggang wala yung mga forms. No? So, going now to the forms, napaka-importante na yung mga mayors at kapitan ay nagkakaisa in how to do this because any delay will also cause delay sa pag-aabot ng pera. Medyo naawa ako dun sa director ng DSWD nung tinanong po sa DZMM, more or less kailan ba marireceive ang pera. Pero ma'am, naawa man ako na yung question na yun was thrown at you. Lahat po kami na on the ground. Lahat po kami na araw-araw na sa kalye, kausap ang mga tao. Tanong nyo po sa mga polis, tanong nyo sa mga barangay kagawad, tanong nyo sa mga mayor. Yung po ang tanong since Monday, since napasa yung batas. No? So ako naman po, nababantayan ko naman Nakikita ko kung gaano kahirap gawin din yung guidelines at ibaba ito. That's why what we want to do is give recommendations na doable And I thank DSWD for being very open, no? So kanina sa pag-uusap ko dun sa mga undersecretary no ng finance at saka ng DBM, may plano kasi na may programang galing sa DA, may programang galing sa DOLE, may programang galing sa DSWD. So sabi ko sa kanila, alam nyo, komplikado para sa barangay captain at sa mayor kung tatlong ahensya ang kailangan pong kausapin. Ako nga po as speaker, kausap ko yung mga ahensya para sa 300 congressman lang, mahirap na eh. What more if your barangay has 50,000 people, 'di ba? And what more if your city has 100, 200, 500,000 households, 'di ba? So kung ang gagawin natin ay sa DSWD, yung traditional na guidelines ng AIX which is 5,000 lang. So yung 3,000 para maging 8,000 manggagaling pa sa DOLE. So magdodoble pa yung listahan mo, no? So ang suggestion ko, total yung mga programa na to ay regular programs at may pondo ito. Yung present na pondo nyo, which is anywhere between only 1 to 9 billion per department or 10, di ba? Billion. I-hold nyo yan, gamitin nyo yan for your specific purpose, no? I'll explain that a little bit later. But yung 200 billion, ang tignan natin kung paano natin i-distribute in the fastest way and in the most efficient way, no? So, meaning, for example, no, if DSWD has 9 billion para sa AIX, yan po ay para sa mga nagkasakit, yan po yung sa mga individual na may crisis, di ba, namatayan, etc. So, keep using the money for that. No? But yung 200 billion na padating, dun mo i-distribute yung 5 to 8 billion 5 to 8,000 pesos per family, no? So kung halimbawa yung family na yon nakakuha ng 8,000 pero may kapamilya sila na ospital, so pwede mo pa rin bigyan ng additional sa AIX naman sa regular program nyo through the regular channels, di ba? Ganun din naman sa DOLE. Kung nakuha mo 8,000 pero yung programa for example nila dun sa wage earners ay 15,000, pwede mong dagdagan ng 7,000 later on. Pero yung first wave ng pagdidistribute, dapat yan magawing madali at ang recommendation namin na mukhang inadapt, house to house ito, no? So yung mga kapitan at LGU. So ang recommendation namin po ay may 5 kasama. First yung LGU kasi syempre siya nag-implement. Second yung barangay. Pangatlo po pwedeng congressional staff, no? Para ma-report ka agad din sa Kongreso kung may problema sa implementasyon ng batas. Pang-apat PNP or AFP. Kasi pera tong dala na to eh. So syempre kailangan yung security din na niyan, 'di ba? And then yung panglima, yung association or yung NGO o homeowners association or kung urban poor yon, yung urban poor organization. Bakit? Kasi we want the least number of people to go into your barangays. Kung papayag din tayo na kung sino-sino ang papasok, hindi para tayong hindi nag-quarantine noon, 'di ba? So, it's very important that yung mga rep natin, taga ron din sa barangay na yon, sila din yung nandun para mapadali itong lahat, no? So, itong form po na to, 2 kopya po ang pinagagawa. Yung isa po, yung household will keep it para may reference siya. Yung isa, isasubmit po ng barangay sa city, municipality, or province. Tapos, isasubmit naman sa DSWD, no? So, let me stop there muna and I expect naman since klaro yung guidelines, the different agencies as soon as matapos yung mga meeting nila tomorrow will start announcing kung paano itong gagawin. But gusto ko lang i-reiterate, no? And I'll address myself to the different departments. Kung pwede po, dun sa first wave, yung pinakasimple, isang ahensya na lang. DSWD na lang at saka yung LGU, 5 to 8,000. Anyway, the other agencies will still have their chance. So for example, a fisherman household ng isang mangingisda will get the 8,000. Oh, yes, sa Metro Manila po, meron pa rin marginalized fishermen sa Laguna Lake at saka sa Manila Bay. So halimbawa, nakakuha po yan ng 8,000 pesos, pero may programa ang fisheries o DA para sa kanila. Pwede naman madagdag yun kasi kulang pa rin naman Ganun din po sa probinsya. So let's say rice fields po yun, yung farmer po natin, nakakuha siya 8,000 DSWD, pero halimbawa may programa kayo dun sa seeds o kaya sa pagtatanim niya o crop insurance o kung ano man, hindi po conflict yun So let's oversimplify it, no? Let me go to the second part po nung what I want to talk to you about. But this time around naman po, let me address myself to the different secretaries and the task force, no? And let me speak as an ordinary citizen, pero nababasa ko sa comments sa Facebook at saka nakikita ko po yung reaction ng mga tao no? First and foremost, 'di ba? Since empowered na kayo lahat ng ating pangulo, ang request ko po, we speak with one voice. Okay, ulitin ko po we speak with one voice. Ibig sabihin, hindi po pwede na different members of the task force, iba po ang sasabihin. I know that's not the intention, and I know sometimes tricky yung media kasi pag nagtanong, nag-clarification, yung context minsan, lalo kung tweet pa lang yon or kung nasa online na hindi kompleto, kung hindi naman yung buong video, minsan nami-misinterpret. But I'll give you an example. Di ba? Today, sabi ng isang news report, sabi ni Sec Anyo, hindi dapat i-extend yung quarantine. Sabi naman ng isang report, sabi ni Sec Duque, dahil hindi pa naman natin nakikita yung peak at hindi pa natin nakikita yung takbo ng dapat i-continue yung quarantine or hindi pa niya nakikita yung dahilan to stop the quarantine. So, I know they're telling us their opinion regarding yung kanilang duty. So, kay Sec Anyo as DILG sa law enforcement sa quarantine. Pero si Sec Duque naman sa health. So, anong point po na to? Sana po, yung discussions na yan, dyan na sa inyo sa task force. Pero pag lumabas, isa lang ang sasabihin, di ba? Kasi hindi naman pwede kung may 15 membro ng task force, 15 ang opinion, malilito talaga ang mga tao. At pag nalito ang tao, akala nila nalilito din ang gobyerno. But I'm very confident that actually, hindi naman yan ang ibig nyo sabihin. So this is what I was saying the other day, that communication problem, minsan communication problem, no? Let me go on and address myself to DOH, no? I know na talagang overwhelming ang task ninyo. Yung nakikita ko naman very professional naman yung spokesperson nyo. But having said that, you have to get the point. Nalilito ang tao dahil hindi lang naman word nyo ang nakikita. I'll give you an example. Nabasa ko po, may businessman magbibigay daw ng 500 million na PPEs, worth ng PPEs. Tapos nabasa ko naman, marami pong nagre-raise ng funds privately, and thank you po sa inyo, para po bigyan ng PPEs yung mga ospital. And then here comes DOH saying, don't worry, 2 billion na ang pinabibili natin, no? So, yun po ang point ko, no? One voice, but aside from one voice, kailangan may simplicity at clarity. Ang kulang po kasi sa sinasabi ng DOH, ilan ba ospital natin, ilan bang beds? Paano nyo ba kino-compute yung PPEs, no? Yung personal protective equipment, no? So, may isang health expert, binigyan ako ng formula. Ayoko lang sabihin dito kasi bine-verify ko at hindi naman ako health expert, but just an example, sabi niya, sa isang bed, let's say kung 10 ang kailangan na PPEs, di ba? Kasi hindi naman pwedeng same PPE parati ang gagamitin, lalo pag COVID-19 na pinag-usapan. So, mako-compute mo yung kailangan na PPEs, mako-compute nyo to regarding ilan ang beds. Ganon din naman yung beds, di ba? Mako-compute nyo sa anong projection nyo kung ano yung peak ng ma-infect at ilan ang ma-hospitalize, di ba? So, ang problema po kasi, di ba, may mga international shows na napapanood na ng ating mga kababayan So, nako-compare nila kung paano yung National Health Service halimbawa ng UK, or kung paano si Governor Cuomo ng New York, or kung paano si President Trump, yung Surgeon General, yung Secretary of Health nila magsalita. So, for example, no, sinabi ni Governor Cuomo na, well, the hospitals are saying that because they're used to having a supply of 3 months. And they'd be rather that at least 1 month yung supply. But I can tell you, all of our hospitals have supply for the next few days, and we're purchasing enough for the next few days. So can you imagine how people feel pag nabasa na you're going to buy 2 billion, pero may magdodonate ng 500 million, and may umiikot para sa additional donation, at may mga doktor, lalo outside Metro Manila, who's saying that in a few days, wala na silang stock. No? So it's not enough to just say, 2 billion, binibili namin. Hindi. No? Tell us the number of hospitals per region. Ilan beds yan, ilan i-deliver nyo, di ba? And then, i-communicate nyo yan sa mga ospital para sila mismo, pagka humingi sila sa tao or sinabing kulang, they can say what they meant by kulang ito, no? Ganun din po siguro sa DOH, kailangan very clear yung ating public health strategy, di ba? So very clear naman sa lahat, stay home para hindi maghawaan. Pero yung sa testing po, all of us know yung rule na test, test, test. Pero I think kailangan ipaliwanag ng husto, ano ba strategy nyo sa test? You know, you just can't announce that nagdagdag kayo ng testing center. As I said, I understand where you're coming from. Nakikita ko naman yung point nyo doon, di ba? Pero just saying that you're adding testing without telling people why and what the strategy is, 'di ba? Is causing problems. So, wag niyo pong sagutin niyo po yung media, pero po don't let the agenda nung nagtatanong sa media hijack our agenda. So, the Department of Health should be the one very clearly stating the public health strategy. And pabayaan mo na lang magtanong ang media. If it takes you 2 hours to explain the strategy, to give accounting of ilan beds per hospital, per region, per province, kung to explain everything, so be it, di ba? Wala naman sa konstitusyon natin na sa press con, kailangan 15 minutes ang inyong briefing and then 2 hours ang tanong ng media. Kaya nagtatanong ang media because hindi comprehensive or hindi arranged in a way yung briefing natin na maiintindihan nila very clearly, no? So lastly po, yung sa simplicity at clarity, hindi nyo po matatanggal talaga sa tao magtatanong ng timeline. So kami naman po sa Kongreso, lalo po sa House of Representatives, yung sa oversight, we will be constructive, di ba? Kami na magsasabi sa tao mismo kung tingin namin yun talaga ang proseso, government cannot get out of that kasi madaling madaling mag-criticize madaling maging expert kahit hindi ka expert sa lugar na yan during times of crisis. On the other hand, we can't just keep saying yes when we see that there's something happening or may pagkukulang o kaya 'di ba yung tingin nyo klaro yung message nyo sa gobyerno but on the other hand hindi talaga klaro, no? So, marami pong questions po talaga and we'll try to answer that. But I think, mas madali po talaga mag-converse if people already received the 5,000 to 8,000 pesos. So, let me check my email or WhatsApp, Viber ngayon kung dumating na yung report galing Malacanang. I heard it was being sent kanina, no? If not, tomorrow morning kung written yan and we'll go through it and we'll update you. In the meantime, we're working with government. Let me finish by saying there will be an accounting and hold us accountable. Hold anyone you think should be held accountable later. But right now, kailangan magkaisa tayo. Regardless ng paghihirap natin sa bahay, we have to stay home. Pag may sakit, we have to help each other. Kung ano yung pondo ng gobyerno, we have to get it to the people right away. So yes, let's criticize each other kapag kailangan. Ibig sabihin kung kailangan may gisingin natin. But still, let's do it in the spirit of working together. Kasi it's not normal times There's really a national health emergency and every move that we make can make it worse, di ba? Nag-quarantine ka, it's good for the public health strategy, meaning wag kumalat yung disease. Pero kapag ka naman nagkasakit naman yung mga tao, kung magugutom naman yung mga tao or yung mga ibang sakit naman at puno ang ospital, they'll start questioning why make us stay home, di ba? So let me finish at let me end at that point and assure you that quietly everyone is working, no? Si Chairman Joey Salceda, for example, and si Stella Kimbo and si Sharon Garin, no, were sending me already their ideas about the second package o yung pong sinabi ni Presidente that the economic team is working on yung para naman sa small, medium and micro enterprises o para sa mga negosyo naman, no? So everyone's working, but we have to do it in a way that will really help, no? So I'll see the report, and siguro after seeing the report, I'll give a call then to Senate President Soto to consult with him kung paano magpro-proceed further yung aming oversight committee at paano kami makakatulong. In the meantime, lahat ng nakakausap ko sa iba't ibang departamento, thank you for your patience. Normal lang po na may taas-baba ng emosyon, whether mayor ang tumawag sa inyo, barangay captain, kongresista, o kayo mismo, di ba? Because people really need to get the resources quickly, no? Lastly, may I just end by saying, dun po sa UK, yung National Health Service, what they did, yung mga alam po nila na may special needs o yung may underlying health, yung mga at risk, no, like yung mga senior citizen at yung may underlying health conditions, sinulatan nila with a special hotline. Kasi po kahit anong hotline ibigay natin ngayon, it's puno minsan hindi pa nasasagot, 'di ba? Or pag nasasagot, pinapasa. But there are really vulnerable parts of our society that need a special line. Tandaan po natin kung may mangyari sa isa man lang, no? Isa man lang ng kababayan natin sa barangay and malaman yung nangyari yon, wala namang sisisihin iba kung hindi gobyerno Kahit sabihin mong kasalanan ng COVID yan or talaga namang no one in the world prepared for this magnitude, 'di ba? In the end, 'di ba, ang tatay at nanay ay ang gobyerno. So let's support, no? Someone who's been very much a father to us, Tatay Digong, by following his instructions. Marching orders, he's devolved the powers, he's given you the powers. So let's work together to do it. So update ko po kayo bukas. Good night po everyone. Have a good sleep and cherish the time with the family. And don't forget to pray. Pray po tayo ng pray. God bless you po. Good night po.